Before we get into the intro or anything, I want to start this video by saying, Lincoln Riley, you're a hoe. F you. And with that being said,
welcome back to this week's first exclusive segment from the greatest podcast on turf. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Anthony.
And for this exclusive segment, we are going to be talking about everything college football. We got conference championship weeks. They're going to be doing the predictions on that. Also talking about some of the coaching carousel that has happened. LSU, Oklahoma, USC. All these schools are potentially getting new coaches, so we are going to touch on that. Also give you guys our playoff prediction / natty prediction.
Yeah, with that being said, be sure to check out the podcast as well. We recap the NFL games. I actually beat Ryan in a bet. We recapped the NFL games. We talked about some players that entered the transfer portal. We talked a little bit more in depth on some of the college football things. And with that being said, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. If you want our waiver wire priority pickups this week, follow us on TikTok. Our TikTok page is linked below. Both my fantasy tight ends are getting overthrown.
Looks very bad.
But yeah, check us out on TikTok if you want our waiver wire priority pickups. Follow us on Instagram. 300 subscriber giveaway. We're at 270 subscribers right now. December 19th, we are going to the Eagles Washington football team game. We're going to be out there. We're running a giveaway at the Eagles Washington game. So if you're at the game, come check us out. Be on the lookout for that. More details on our Instagram coming soon. And with that being said, before we get into any college football Lincoln Riley slander, here's a word from our sponsor.
Little Italy Pizzeria. They got the best cheesesteaks, the best pizza in all of Delaware. 2 locations. One is in Middletown, Delaware. The other one is in Townsend. Great food, great people, great prices. Come in and check it out. As you guys can see, we got booths over here, stools over there, TV on every single wall to come in and watch the football games. Come in and check it out. Let them know that the greatest podcast on turf sent you. They will take care of you. Also show proof that you are subscribed, that you listen to us, and they will hook you up with an additional discount.
Absolutely, especially coming on Sundays. Your boy just picked up a bartending job on Sundays, so come check it out. Watch some football with me, Ryan, and the boys. Come kick it with us. And Lincoln Riley, you're a bitch. You're a hoe. I mean, you sold out for everything. You're scared you were ducking all that SEC action. You're a bozo. I didn't realize how much of an Oklahoma fan I truly was. I took this personal. You're a hoe. You're a loser. You're bad. I hope you lose in the Pac-12. You went to the Pac-12 to USC, who hasn't been good since O.J. Simpson played back in the day. That was the last time USC was anything. And you're a scrub. You're going to take all these bum recruits who we don't need anyway because you're sorry, because they're sorry. You're sorry. Yeah. How do you feel about this? You're more of an Oklahoma fan than I am.
Essentially, I don't really care that he left because he did a shitty job all year this year. He had 1 foot out the door, and we still managed to get 10 wins. But the thing for me is the way that he left was pretty bad. He used our dime and dollar to recruit players to go to USC. He had 1 foot out the door all year. The rumors coming out of the place is that he left on a very bad note, and players were not very happy about it. Bob Stoops right now is the man. I have all the faith in the world that we bounce back from this. Lincoln Riley sucks.
Did you just call him Bob Stoops? I thought it was God Stoops.
Jesus. Thought I said something wrong at first. But no. USC, good luck. If he could do it to us, he's going to do it to you guys. Have fun paying for his houses. Have fun paying for his plane.
For his PJ. For
sucks.
Both of his houses.
Couldn't win in the big games. He hasn't done shit in Oklahoma in the past 5 years. What he done is off of Bob Stoops' team. Last year it was his team and it didn't do very good. This year it was his team. I mean, we've seen it. Bob Stoops recruited Baker, Kyler, CD, Marquise Brown. Those were all his guys.
Mark Andrews.
He recruited Spencer. Spencer, best of luck to you transferring. I understand.
I don't blame you.
Boomer forever, though, is what it is.
Because Lincoln Riley is a scrub. USC, sorry. Oh, right? Lincoln Riley is not a $100 million coach. Lincoln Riley is not $1 million worth of houses. A $6 million LA mansion. He's not worth a 24/7
People
PJ.
don't even go to USC games. They don't care about.
He's not good. Nobody wants to play in the Pac-12. You're not getting drafted out of the Pac-12. You're not. Everyone that gets drafted out of the Pac-12 is a scrub. Who's been good that's drafted out of the Pac-12? Logan Thomas. It's 1.5. Who get Sam Darnold sucks from USC. The last good person from
a couple, but
the last good person from USC was O.J. Simpson back in '68 when he won a Heisman. Boo Boo? Exactly. Sam Darnold, Matt Barkley, and Juju Smith-Schuster. And Matt Leinart, whatever the hell his name was. I mean, Reggie Bush, yeah, was good. Trying to think who else so I don't sound like too much of an asshole, because I know I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely somebody that we're forgetting
Hold on,
about.
keep talking. Keep slandering Lincoln Riley while I look this up.
Lincoln Riley sucks. Barstool Sooner said your brisket sucks because it looked dry as shit.
Jackson Dart, these are all...
Lincoln Riley, best of luck to you, but you suck. You're going to lose in the Pac-12 probably to, like, Oregon, Utah. Ooh, Utah would be fitting.
Who are these? Devon Kennard. Tyron Smith from the Cowboys. Okay. Nickel Roby-Coleman. Bozo. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Michael Pittman. Robert Woods. Everson Griffin. I mean, Leonard Williams and Adoree Jackson. I mean, I'm not seeing any legends. You have Matt Barkley and Ronald Jones. And you're bad. Trojans down forever. OJ didn't do it. Lincoln Riley, you're a bitch.
And LSU got their new coach from Notre Dame. Best of luck to you.
Another
He's not
scumbag.
an SEC coach.
He's a piece of shit, too. Don't even get me started. I hate Notre Dame. He's part of the reason I hate Notre Dame. Lincoln Riley fired up for Trojans gig. They suck. What, to win 4 games in the Pac-12? To beat what? Stanford?
Oklahoma, we know who we want.
They could barely beat Modern Day, the high school team. They probably wouldn't beat Modern Day.
We wouldn't been able. That's who we want. Kiffin.
Give us Brent Venables from Clemson, defensive coordinator. Give us Lane Kiffin, coach from Ole Miss. He turned Ole Miss from a poverty program to a top 10 program in 2 years. Give us Lane Kiffin. Give us Brent Venables. We want all the smoke. Lincoln Riley, you're a scumbag.
Best of luck, LSU, but took the L there.
Absolutely. I mean,
now to these conference games.
There's Gibson.
Start off, we got Oregon going to Utah. I am taking Utah. They absolutely blew the doors off of Oregon last game.
Yeah.
When you can't defend a punt return, that is not a very good look. Utah has a couple of Oklahoma guys, TJ Pleasure being one of them. Utah, give me the win there with Utah.
Yeah, I hope Utah wins, and I hope we get to play Oregon in a bowl game and blow them out. Show Lincoln Riley he's a dickhead.
Well, we can't play USC because they're probably not eligible.
Because they suck and they're bad, and because USC hasn't been good since Reggie Bush and O.J. Simpson played there, like I've been saying. But yeah,
topic.
Utah's 3-point favorites in this one. Oregon, I didn't think Oregon's very good to begin with. I feel like Oregon, they have Kayvon Thibodeau, a couple other decent guys. But the fact of the matter is they lost to Stanford. When they lost to Stanford, that's when I lost all hope for Oregon. I don't think they're very good. So I'm taking Utah in this one. Utah absolutely blew them out big last time they played. I don't remember what the final score was, but I know that they blew them out really bad. So I'm taking Utah. I hope Utah blows Oregon out. And this next game,
Baylor versus
Oklahoma State, the two teams that beat Oklahoma. The reason Lincoln Riley left, because he's a scrub bozo. I don't know who I'm liking to this one. I mean, that's not Logan Thomas. That is the third string tight end. Why?
I don't know.
I'm picking Oklahoma State in this one. I watched the Baylor game and I watched the Oklahoma State game, but Oklahoma State looked very good against Oklahoma. Their offense was clicking, their defense was clicking, and I think that they're going to be able to give Baylor smoke. Oklahoma State did beat them in the regular season, 24-14. It was a defensive battle. Oklahoma State came out on top. Oklahoma State is currently 5.5-point favorites in this one. That may be a little bit too many points for a game like this, but you never know. Oklahoma State looked really good. I was very surprised at the outcome of Oklahoma. Oklahoma was up and Oklahoma was pounding them, and they stayed disciplined, came out after halftime, and did their thing against Oklahoma. So I'm taking Oklahoma State big in this one, as much as it pains me to say.
It's hard to beat a team twice. I can see this game being a pretty close one. 5 points might be a little bit too much. I think I'm going to go with Oklahoma State, though. They have a very good defensive line. They're first in sacks in the nation, and they have a very veteran group. They're one of the most experienced teams that are out there right now that can do anything in terms of winning a natty. So give me Oklahoma State just because of the experience that they have in the defensive line. Baylor, I think they're going to put up a fight because, like I said, it's hard to beat a team twice. But give me Oklahoma State in this one.
Yeah, no, I'm liking that one. I don't like the teams, though, because they beat Oklahoma. Who we got next?
Houston, Cincy. 10.5 is a little bit too much. 10.5 is a lot too much.
But, I mean, I guess that's what you are when you're not playing Like,
Houston's a one-loss team. Houston can give these guys problems.
this is
I'm
a
still
must
taking
win for
Cincy.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, since he loses, there is no shot in playoffs at all. I'm still taking Cincy, but I would definitely not take the 10.5 spread. That's too much. Cincy's probably the better team, but I think Houston gives them a reason to doubt their success against Georgia.
Absolutely. I mean, if Cincinnati loses this one, all hope's out the window. All that talk that they were disrespected last year and all the talk is that they've been disrespected all year, that goes out the window. If you lose to Houston being 10.5 point favorites in a game that if you win, you're probably in the playoffs, that says a lot about you as a football team. I'm taking Cincy in this one, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I think it says, who else is next? Georgia, Bama. Perhaps the biggest game with the biggest playoff implications.
Easily.
Currently, I mean, even if Georgia loses, Georgia's probably still in. If Bama
100%.
loses, they're out because that's their second loss.
There's some arguments that put in a 2-loss Bama. I guess it depends on what happens in the game. If it's a blowout, no shot. But if it's close, then they might do it.
I don't know. I mean, Alabama barely beat Auburn last week. They barely beat TJ Finley, LSU transfer legend, and Smoke Monday. But
Tank.
I'm Tank Bigsby. I'm taking Georgia in this one. I think Georgia's been way too good all year to come this far to lose to Bama. I know the narrative set up is Bama's going to win because Kirby Smart don't know how to coach against Alabama. He always folds. The championship game, the fake punt on 4th down. He blew a big lead when Jake Fromm was there. He fake punted on 4th down a couple of years ago and cost him the game as well. Kirby Smart don't like to play against Alabama, but I mean, who does? But I think it's different. Georgia's defense is crazy. Auburn's defense absolutely shut Alabama down last week. I think Georgia's been preparing for Bama all season. They've known this is what it's going to come down to. I like Georgia in this one. I'm taking Georgia, and I hope Georgia wins because F Alabama.
Personally, I'm taking Bama. Like you said, the narrative is set up where Bama beats them in the second game, and then they battle it out in the playoffs at some point. I mean, we all know Kirby Smart ain't touching Nick Saban. We all know Alabama is...
Respectfully.
Respectfully. We all know Alabama is a team that you can never count out, and that's why I'm not going to count them out here. Bama's +7. That is way too much. I think Bama wins this game, and I think they get to the playoffs, and I think they cause problems. It is still Alabama, and it is still Kirby Smart and Georgia. Just because Georgia has been a better team so all year this year, and I'm not gonna argue that they haven't been, but it's Bama, so I'm not going to count them out. I think they beat Georgia, and I think they make it to the playoffs. I know Georgia's been the best team, and I know they only allowed 80 points. I know they've been absolutely dominant, but it's Bama. So with that being said, give me Bama.
We're at the same point Kenny Golladay was last
We
week.
just need one more catch.
And he's not even in the game in the red zone. They have their 3rd and 4th string tight ends in the game. But, yeah, and then the final big bowl game we're talking about before we get into the playoff predictions, we got Michigan versus Iowa. Michigan opens up at 10.5 point favorites. I know it's Monday and the games are Saturday. These are probably going to change, especially if you're watching this later in the week. But the John Harbaugh thing to do would be to lose this game and not make the playoffs. So, I mean, part of me wants to take Iowa here, but from what I saw out of Michigan against Ohio State, I'm rooting for Michigan. Antonio Gibson's hurt. I'm rooting for Michigan, and I hope they beat Iowa, so I'm taking Michigan in this game. I know, like I said, the Harbaugh thing that happened would be for him to lose, beat Ohio State, do this whole thing, be the number 2 ranked team, and lose to Iowa in the conference championship game, and that's probably what would happen. I am not going to be surprised if it does happen, but Michigan looked way too good against Ohio State. I'm taking Michigan.
Personally, I'm going to do it. That might be just because I don't like Harbaugh, and
fair.
There's no really stipulation here. I'm taking Iowa to beat Michigan State, or Michigan. I know Iowa hasn't done anything at all this year. They were a top team, and it hasn't worked out. I get that. 100,000% I get it. But John Harbaugh is not a good coach.
Oh.
Even if it is Harbaugh. Whatever Harbaugh it is, not a good coach. Neither is his brother. Both not good coaches. Iowa's going to beat whatever Harbaugh it is because he sucks at coaching. Michigan isn't going to go in there and punch Iowa in the mouth. Iowa doesn't do that. They eat coordinators just like you do. You might be able to air it out on them, but you don't because you're Harbaugh. Iowa, they are a meat and tater school. They're going to punch you in the mouth just like you are.
Yep.
So, good luck
Tell
beating
you
them.
what.
And if you beat them, props to you, but whatever. And then we have a writing game here. I'm not even sure why it happened, but USC is playing California.
Give me
Go
Cal by
California.
100. The Cal's 4.5-point favorites. It should be 40.5-point favorites because USC is sorry. USC has not been good since '68. Dylan Gabriel got crystal balled to Ole Miss.
It's nice. Until, what's his face leaves?
Till Lane Kiffin leaves. I mean, then when Arch Manning gets there after next season.
Yeah, it's really happening.
USC favored to win
They're both 4-6.
because they both suck. How are you 4-6? And Lincoln Riley wanted to go there in the pack. I guess it's the easiest Power 5 conference to win in.
Playoff predictions. Personally,
Oh man.
I got let's do it. Georgia is going to be in there. No order. Georgia, Bama. Since I made Michigan lose, I got to count them out. Oklahoma State is going to be third. And Cincy.
Really?
The Natty's going to come down to hopefully Alabama, Georgia, where Georgia beats them. And Georgia is the national championship winners.
All right, I'm going to go in order here. Number 1, Oklahoma Sooners.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah. I wish. Nah, before I'm going number 1, I'm going Georgia. Number 2, I'm going Michigan because I'm riding a hot hand. I don't think John Harbaugh is a good coach, but I'm riding a hot hand. Number 3,
Notre Dame.
I said Bama's losing, and I'm riding a hot hand. I'm not putting Bama in the playoffs. I don't think they're good. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Cincy. Cincy's gonna win. I'm gonna go with Cincy. So I got the top 3 right now. It's the current top 3. And number 4, not Alabama. It's got to be Oklahoma State, I guess. I'm not putting Notre Dame in there. They suck. But yeah, I'm going Georgia, Michigan, Cincy, Oklahoma State. Cincy, Oklahoma State, subject to change. Could change depending on how these bowl games go. I think Oklahoma State would have to hunch over Cincy just because Cincy is not in a good conference. They're playing Houston in the bowl game, in the conference championship game. I think Georgia's winning the Natty this year, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I think this Georgia team's way too good. This is one of the best teams Kirby Smart has ever had, top to bottom. I mean, he's had some pretty good teams, but this team's special. They've only given up 80 points the whole year. They got Jordan Davis, a defensive tackle who's top 10 in the Heisman race. N'Kobe Dean, LB1 in the class. And the list goes on. Darian Kendrick, Clemson transfer, who's been playing lights out all year. I mean, the list goes on and on. Their offense is not to be desired when Stetson Bennett is your quarterback. That is, yes, it's a red flag. Yes, that may come down to hurt you down the stretch, but they've been making it work all year. In the SEC, I know they haven't seen Bama yet, but I'm still riding the hot hand. Georgia's going to win the Natty. Go Bulldogs. Boomer Sooner. Lincoln Riley, you're a bitch. Anything else?
All good.
Yeah, like, subscribe, check out the podcast. We went more in depth about the transfers, predictions. We talked a lot about the NFL, about the Patriots. We did some Super Bowl predictions, some yearly award predictions. Be sure to check that out. Keep showing us love. Drop a middle finger and tag Lincoln Riley in the comments, and we'll see you guys on Thursday for our Stardom Sit-Ems.
See ya.
See ya. Next week, mock draft.